Welcome to the making of my Fullmetal Elsa cosplay. This is just a quick content screen so you can jump to wherever you want to in the video by clicking on the number. So to start with, for the bodice, I bought myself a corset from Amazon, just a cheap one. And then for the part with the sleeves and things, I picked out the stitches on a long sleeve top that I had that fitted the bill, and then used those as pattern pieces and put them onto this like shimmery fabric stuff. I'm not good with fabrics, and then I just cut them all out and sewed them together, and that was the top. And I just wore this underneath the corset. I also spray painted the sleeve of the arm that my automail would be on silver, just so it blended in with the foam when I put the automail on. For the skirt, I started by measuring from my waist down to wherever I wanted the skirt to go, and also around my waist. And then I battled to get this enormous sheet of velvety fabric to lie flat. And then I measured out all the measurements I took onto this fabric and marked it out, and then cut it out. Also remember to account for the leg slit if you're doing it, and also any zips or things that you might possibly need. And then you pin it and you sew it. And then you prance around the garden and hope your neighbours don't see you. The cape was really difficult. This is the pattern that I used. I will put it in the description. It was very much a case of guessing and improvising for me. I basically just measured out however long I wanted it, drew out the pattern pieces, cut them out, sewed them together, and then for the Fullmetal's cross I got this big bit of cardboard that I had the pattern drawn on, and then just transferred it onto the cape. I used fabric paint to kind of go over the Fullmetal's cross, but I would not recommend that because it got really messy. Instead, I would go straight in with your beads and just with some hot glue stick the beads along the line of the pattern and go in between as well, just to put some stuff in between it. This literally takes ages, so have a good cushion and a good anime to keep you company. Then you're going to get some Velcro and Velcro the cape to the corset. And for the fun bit, the automail. So to begin with, for the hand, I just drew around my own hand and then drew the pattern pieces onto that hand and cut them out. I then transferred these templates onto some Worbla and cut the Worbla out. And now is the fun bit where you get to melt things and mould them around your limbs. Okay, now we're going to attach the bits of the fingers to the hand, just by getting some elastic, and then kind of threading the elastic through each section of the fingers, if you know what I mean. Pattern wise, this is based on one Emily's design. I kind of watched her video first, and she in turn was inspired by Mango Serene. I'll put some links and things in the description to various videos that I watched and like pattern guides I used for this project, just to give you a brief idea. And just for fun, this is my first ever automail hand, made with craft foam, compared with my new one. Okay, so for the rest of the arm, you're just going to do the same thing, measure out the size of your template and things, draw onto paper, and then transfer that paper template onto some foam, and cut the foam out, and then stick it all together. As you can see here, just for some depth with the grill, I did 2 bits, so you've got that base bit there, and then the bit with all the slits in it goes over the top, and then you like shade in between it. This might take a little bit of experimenting. I mean, I did have to try a couple of times with some like wasted foam and things just to get the exact shape and the exact way that I wanted it to be, but it's worth it in the end. Assemble it all together like some horrible jigsaw puzzle. And I used some Warbler inside just to reinforce it a little bit. You can just use scraps and it'll be fine. And then for the forearm, as you can see, I used some Velcro just to hold it together. Then I'm going to go over the whole thing with some wood glue just so that the paint can stick on it and stuff. You can see that I'm watching Fate Stay Night in the background there. Top anime, top class. Leave it to dry. Or hang it up. Oh, I should mention that I used Mango Serene and one Emily's idea of using googly eyes as rivets because they're hella effective. And now we get to paint the thing. Look at that. Beautiful. As you can see, the googly eyes actually look like rivets when you paint over them. Spray paint. It's cool. Next up is the weathering, and I am so lazy with weathering. I really shouldn't be. Don't be lazy with weathering, but I am, as you can see. I just kind of hit the automail with a brush and hoped for the best. And it was not good. Definitely put some effort into your weathering, because that is disgusting. Okay, the wig. This took a lot of improvisation on my part. Most like the majority of this cosplay. This is definitely a beginner's cosplay because I'm a beginner and I just totally did not have a plan for this. I just went for it. So this is just kind of going to be a time lapse of me messing with hair. I don't know how to explain what I did. I just chopped until it looked right. So that's the only advice I have for the hair. Okay, the boots I actually made about a year ago for a Halloween costume. It's just basically your typical pair of lace-up black boots from Primark, except I've messed about with them a little bit. I've put some ribbon, as you can see, up the rim, taken some faux leather, which were actually from another pair of boots, and also a keyring, and just glued them onto the boot and then painted onto the sole. And there you have some boots fit for an alchemist. So I hope you found that somewhat informative. It was fun to make, if not very frustrating at times, and I was kind of running out of time by the end of it, but hope you enjoyed that. And if you make the cosplay, if you're inspired, let me know and show me some pictures.